Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. We'll start in a couple of minutes, so please take some seats, and then there's plenty of room to sit there, and also some sofas here, and then there's also some chairs lying around. So please do take a seat, and then we'll start in a couple of minutes. For those that are still standing on the back, I mean, there's some room to sit here, and there's some chairs here too. I mean, if you want to take those chairs to sit. All right. How are y'all doing? Good. That's a little lower wise. Can we get the vibe going? How are y'all doing? Awesome. That's great. Awesome. So it's great to see y'all. I know it's always a good event when we have lots of people, lots of conversations, and lots of things to learn from each other. So I hope today is also going to be another such event where you all find interesting people that you haven't met before coming here, and maybe have some good conversations, and maybe even take those conversations and convert them into real maybe potential partnerships in starting new ventures, or maybe even friendships that can blossom out of here. So, all right. So, I'm Suman Poluri. I've been hosting this meetup for almost 7.5 years now, and it's been a pleasure hosting wonderful people in the Austin ecosystem, all through these years. And personally, it's been a great learning experience for me, for myself to come across people with diverse backgrounds, diverse experience profiles, and learn from them, and also share what I can. And just a quick word about the Austin Startup Meetup. We just aim to be a simple platform where we can bring together different people in the Austin ecosystem, where we can facilitate that in-person conversations, that first-hand experiences that we can share and learn with from each other, and build great startups. We all want to see great startups come out of Austin, big businesses from Austin, and then we just want to facilitate those things. So I mean, it's a rising tide. We all grow when we share things and learn from each other, and I mean, that's how we build cool companies. So I'm also happy to share that, I mean, Nabiha is also a co-host, and she's been taking care of a lot of things with the meetup too. Just give the mic to Nabiha.
Hi, everybody. I am Nabiha. I am a UX designer and web developer, and I love this meetup. I think it's one of the coolest, most open-ended forums that I've seen at Capital Factory so far, so I'm really glad you guys are all able to make it today. Thank you.
Thank you, Nabiha. So, and I know she'll be here for the event, so just go say hi to her and talk to her. She's a great connector in the ecosystem too. She knows a lot of people too. So, all right. Firstly, we thank Capital Factory for giving us the space, and or have been giving us the space for all these 7 years, and have been a great partner in having successful events here. And for those that are new to Capital Factory, maybe just a show of hands, who's new to Capital Factory today? Oh, quite a few. So for those that are new to Capital Factory has a co-working space. They also have an investment arm that invests into cool startups here, and they also have a membership program where you can get access to mentors, advisors, and a lot of other people with great expertise here. And like you are witnessing today, I mean, they also host a lot of events. Literally hundreds or maybe even close to 1,000 events happen in Capital Factory throughout the year. You'll find events with any set of topics that you might be interested in, be it product or marketing or sales or just plain networking or social events and and entrepreneurial events like us, right? So you can know more about the events from Capital Factory at the Austin Tech Live newsletter. If you subscribe to that, you'll get more up-to-date news about the events and other things going on here. And then if you want to host an event, you can also go to capitalfactory.com/host an event. So people that want to host events here, you can do that. And then for just knowing more about Capital Factory, you can just go to their website. All right. So Founder Dash is another sponsor for us, and they're trying to make starting up startups easy. And they have just launched. The service is still free, so you can just go there to founderdash.com, put in your idea, just give a name, tagline, and some description, and then it'll spit out a big, comprehensive business report, all the way from touching all aspects of the startup, and then just give you a quick snapshot of what thinks of your startup and your idea, and then helps you refine your idea, and also helps you get to the lean startup canvas and things like that too. So you can know more about founderdash.com, about it at the founderdash.com website. And we also have another sponsor, JetBrains. Most people already know about JetBrains. They make some of the most loved developer tools. And if you have used IntelliJ IDEA or PHP Storm or any of the PyCharm or any other software, JetBrains. So they are giving away one free license to any of their products, 100% free subscription for 1 year. So we'll do a raffle for that. So do stay on. We'll probably do in the middle of the event, and one lucky winner gets to have that license. All right. With that said, this is the typical flow of the event. Some intros, some talk about the ecosystem and updates and resources, and then we go to the lightning pitches. So for people that are working on startups or working on some ideas and other things, just feel free to come here and do a lightning pitch. So be ready for that if you want to do that. And then we'll also go to a small round of shoutouts. So people that want a job or looking for hiring other people and partnering with others to like co-founders and things like that. We'll go through that round to see who's in here and who wants what. And then we'll also go to the raffle and the networking things. Now, we do also post every month a set of news, updates, and other things about the Austin ecosystem every month. So it's austinstartupmeetup.com. So you can go there and find the latest blog post. Otherwise, you can also go to, you can also click this or scan this QR code. And then this month, Nabiha has put together quite a few set of upcoming events, deadlines for accelerator programs, news that can help startups, and recent investment into Austin startups and the state of the Austin ecosystem, and some other news that can be helpful for people in the ecosystem. So do check it out. She put a lot of thought in that, and then also some great resources in there. And so just a few of the things that we already put in the blog post, I'll just cover here. For people that are planning to apply for accelerator programs and incubators and things like that, Y Combinator is a pretty well-known accelerator program in the US and the world. And their spring 2025 cohort application deadline is coming soon. So if you're planning to apply for that, just speed up. And then SKU is an accelerator program focused on retail. and CPG startups. So they have their Fall 25 track coming up. So the applications will be opening up end of this month or probably in March. And Sputnik applications are already, are going to open in March, and they'll be due in June. And for those that are looking into the health tech space, there's a health tech or Health Wildcatters 2025 in Dallas that's currently accepting applications. There's a few more here which have like open applications, rolling deadlines. So all these all these resources and links will be in the newsletter, as well as these presentation slides will be shared in the blog post as well. So keep an eye on that. And then upcoming events, again, like there's some good events coming up. The customer success and the product marketing summits coming up, and South by Southwest. Everyone knows about that. The biggest event in the calendar coming up in March, and there's a PyTexas conference for Python folks, and then DevOps, SaaS Talk, and then a few more coming up. So with that said, there's also one of our own event coming up, which is the pre-South by Southwest Startup Showcase next month. So we have about 6,500 people in our group. So we'll be sending out an email after this event, maybe tomorrow morning. Or if you want to just go to the event link on meetup.com, there's also a link in the event description where you can just go and register if you want to showcase your startup in the next event. So next event, we won't have like a pitching event like this. We have like a showcase event with tables given to 15 startups, and then it'll be more like a walk-in event with those 15 startups giving showcases and things like that. So if you want to be part of that, just go to that link and then register yourself, and then we will pull 15 of those startups that have registered. All right. With that said, let me go to some pretty standard resources. Again, I'll share all these things. There's a lot of local accelerator programs, some angels and syndicates that are very well known in the Austin and the Texas ecosystems. For people that are new to Austin, there's also a few resources as far as like meetups and Facebook groups that might be helpful to you. So Austin Digital Jobs and Austin Tech Volunteers are Facebook groups. There's also other meetups that I would highly suggest you to attend as well. Fiesta and then TechMap co-founders. There's also Facebook groups for startups and discussions for Austin startups and Texas startups. Newsletters, I do suggest those two newsletters, Texas Squared and the Austin Startup Digest. Very comprehensive newsletters that give you up-to-date information. I would suggest subscribing to those newsletters. No fluff. I mean, just they're straight to the point. Just focusing on the events and going on in the Austin ecosystem and the Texas ecosystem. Some journals and articles that are focused on the Austin ecosystem, startup and business news. Silicon Hills News, Built in Austin, Austin Business Journal. And there's a few more as well. And then a few other resources that here people may already know about. All right, so I know building startups is hard, and it's also a grind. So we know that people always require some additional help and support. So if you all are building a product or app or service and want to talk to more people to help test it or spread the word and things like that, just let us know, and we will shoot a mail to the group about your startup or what you're looking for, and then there could be someone in the group that may want to help you out, right? So, and as I said, the pre-South by Southwest Startup Showcase next month is on the first Monday, March 3rd. So with that said, if you all want any specific topics of interest that you need me to bring in speakers to talk about, like marketing or fundraising or customer acquisition and things like that, I mean, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to get some experts come here and talk about those things as well. All right, so, and then I'll put this on the, before we go to the pitches, I'll put this on this screen. So again, a free 100% discount code. You can scan this QR code and fill in your information if you want to be part of the raffle. And then as we go through the pitches, we'll do a raffle in the middle and then come back to the pitches. All right, so just a quick raise of hands. How many of you here already have a startup? All right, about, yeah, that's good. And how many of you are working on an idea, maybe in some phase, but not yet published to the public? All right, that's good. And then how many of you are investors? Any investors in the room here today? There's a couple, actually. Yeah, awesome, thank you. All right, so again, like, how many of you are new to Austin, by the way? There's a few. Oh, welcome to Austin. Awesome. Oh, wow, that's a long way from here. So awesome, welcome everyone. Those who are new to Austin, and then those who are already in Austin, welcome back. With that said, we'll go through the room. I'll sweep from my left to right this time. Every time I go from my right to left, so this time I'll go from here to there, and then we'll pick, two people from each section of the room. I'll probably say 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and and then we can divide these into one of these sections, and from each section we'll pick 2 people to come and do a lightning pitch, and then we'll sweep the room, and then if there's more, we can again come back. All right, so with that said, from this, okay, there's already two people. Any more, just to kind of like, okay, there's 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, and 8 there on the back. Okay, so we'll pick 2 here, and then 2 here, and then we'll come back again. Okay, so I think the first 2 were you and you. Okay, so let's start with you, sir.
All right, hey, thank you. Hello again, everybody. I know I've already met many of you people. And if you're new here, so glad you're here. I'm Kurt Tamilonis. I'm the co-founder of Every AI, and I'll pull it up on the screen just so you might remember. I've spoken a couple of times here. So basically, we are a local Austin provider of AI services. Bootstrapped. It's just myself and my co-founder, who's also my son, and we're building it from scratch. We literally coded all of it. I'll show you. Last week, I used this product. Actually, okay, let me rewind for a quick sec. I was here a month ago giving a talk, and there was a gentleman over there, and he was like, blah, blah, blah. You're saying all this stuff about agents this and agents that. He said, all people want to know is, can I train an agent easily? So that's what we focused on for the past few weeks. Actually, we've made the platform really slick, and I'll show you, I built another product with this platform. It only took a couple of days to code it up, but we built over 100,000 chatbots for businesses all over the world, and it was super simple because we're using this product. Now, the most important thing you need to know in this whole day is, if you're on this page, scroll to the bottom and contact us. That's how you get in touch with me. We're gonna build you whatever you want. I mean, I'm not building this just so I can build cool stuff. I'm building it so you can build cool stuff. My co-founder's in Thailand right now. We're scoping out places all over the world for extra places where we can put in data centers. We're gonna be in Amsterdam. We're already in Austin. We're running on our own machines, basically. And if you're an investor, we need more money for machines. So if you want to be part of this, it's pretty exciting. We're going global. AI is going to get crazy. We're going to be based in Austin, but we're going to be global. Oh yeah, let me show you map chats since we're talking global here. Here we go. You can try this out. It's free. It's kind of fun. Mapchats.com. In fact, I ask you, check it out. Scroll around the world and chat with any random business that you find. I'm just in Austin here, so I'll just pick a random one. Yellow Bike Project. Hello. Wait for it. Hey, confetti. That was my thing. I was like, we're putting confetti in this. All right. There we go. A little laggy, you know, because it's homegrown, because it's based in Austin. So anyways, how can I assist you about this business? And we can keep talking, but there's other people who want to speak. So what I want to say is check out this button right here, built by Every AI. That's the company. And you definitely want to invest in this company. And also you probably want to sign up. I'd love to have like 10 people try it out, sign up. We're no longer giving out the free accounts, but if you want one, just type in the form on the bottom and say, hey, I want a free account. We'll give you one. It's right there. All right, cool. Thank you so much. Oh, questions, of course. Who's got questions? Please. What would you build an AI agent? What would you do with one? What would you want it to do for you? Yeah, we have right now, we have Ruby SDK and JavaScript, but we're going to go through the whole list, of course, Python, C, and all those guys, Go and all that. But that's not it. It's a UI. I didn't demo it because I've actually showed it before, but try it out, log in, check it out. You'll see the UI. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. Like we're connecting 11 labs, so I'm going to do like voice cloning through them. So one of the cool things, you can use everything ChatGPT has, everything Anthropic has, everything all the companies have. But most importantly, what I'm kind of excited about is the cool stuff we've built in the middle layer, you know, like training and, you know, because you can train an agent and then switch between the back-end providers like nothing. Yeah, because the training stays with us. Any other questions? Yeah.
You just made this map, chats over this last month.
Yeah.
So can you kind of describe, and you used your software to do it, can you describe like how your process was on doing that?
Yeah, it was super cool. It was super easy. First, I started on Google Maps, and then I was like, they want money, forget that. I'm going to OpenStreetMaps. And so I got the map to appear on the page, and then we basically made it so when you scroll around the world, wherever you click the button, it looks where you are, and then it goes and pulls from OpenStreetMaps all the businesses, and then we save them in our Ruby on Rails database. And then what we do is, in addition to that, we have a connection with Every AI, and that allows us to pass in a URL. Get this, it returns a fully trained chatbot and a script tag that you drop on the site. That was kind of my request. I was like, I want to pass in a URL, get a script tag back, just because you can. You can build whatever you want when you own the company. No, thank you so much. I mean RAG in this case. Yeah, we RAG the page, we RAG the web page. If you sign up and create your own chatbot and you put your own web page in, then you will be able to watch it train through your whole site. If your site has 100, 200 pages, you'll see it'll train, and then you can chat with it, see if it's right. And yeah, totally, we're gonna go after fine-tuning and lore and all that stuff too, but this is the thing we got today. And it works pretty good, honestly. Any other questions? All right. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you. And one quick thing I also want to announce is, like, I know people that come here are all, I mean, usually early stage founders and people that have they're building products with a lot of passion and things like that. So one of the things that as an ecosystem and as a founder ourselves, and one thing we can do is, like, we can see how their product works. I mean, we can sign up to their website or their app or surveys and things like that. And if we like it, maybe we can spread the word in our professional or personal circles. And if we don't like it, instead of writing a Google review about them, we can just go to the founder and tell them, hey, I didn't like it, and this is why, and then they can iterate on that. So feedback is always the best thing that we can give to early stage founders, and spreading the word about them and getting them more customers. So if you notice a good app or product or service that you've seen here that people have been talking about here, just make a note of it, and then just spread the word, and then maybe if you like it, use it, and then if you don't like it, just go to the founder and talk to them. Okay. All right. So there's the next person we'll go to.
Hello, my name is Ron, and I have a little bit of a crowd. This is my first time, but what I'm building is actually a community that a business owns, and the pain that we're solving is the ownership or community ownership. Basically, we all live on Facebook and LinkedIn and Snapchat and TikTok and all of the social medias that we're on, but we don't solve or we do not own any of them. And we allow businesses to own or build their own communities where we tokenize the communities. And then once we do that, we're able to leverage all of the other social networks that businesses are on and bring them back to a community that the business owns. That's what we do. I can kind of show you the idea here. So I've got here. This is our little thing here. So it's basically about building a community that you own. The idea is to own your own community, to educate your prospects, your end users. And the idea is the fact that no one can advertise to your feed, no one can put you in Facebook jail. The way this started is I had a customer, built a Facebook group, a couple hundred people, woke up one day, he's in Facebook jail, no judge, no jury, no customer service, just blocked. That's it. No 1-800 number, nothing. So we said, no more are you going to be able to build on a platform that you don't own. And what we solve then is the ability for you to basically say, here are your events, here are your blogs, here's everything that you've done. But then we tokenize it and we make sure that you're the brand and it's a community you own. And then we leverage all of the other networks to help them work for you. So instead of you growing them, they are going to grow you. And the idea is that we have about 250,000 businesses on here. And they post and they use or leverage their communities. They go to all the social networks and then they bring them to something that is tokenized, that is theirs, that nobody can take away from them. And then we help them grow their business through discovery, through topic groups where they can find new customers. And then we are also introducing new language. Instead of a CRM, which is called a customer relationship management, we are calling it, and I know you should never do this, but new language, a community relationship management. And that has implications of how do you manage your CRM, not as a transactional, do you want to buy my stuff? Yes, no. But how do you manage it as, from a long-term, relationship-oriented approach. In addition, we give workspaces. People have one-to-one virtual networking on our platform, speed networking, breakout rooms, all of that is in that person's community. And then we understand, since it's tokenized, that the community is an asset. You monetize it, you grow it, and you sell it. We're able to create passive income. We've got banks sponsoring micro communities, like PNC Bank just signed up. Your community, your business community, your workspace, and obviously your community relationship management. I'm pretty nervous, so first time in front of so many people. But you're the brand. We've got a South by Southwest community that we built, if y'all want to scan that, just to kind of see the idea and see what it looks like of how businesses are using us. and thousands of businesses are in here, and we are just starting. You can definitely network. It's a different approach because this is yours. This is not ours. Yes.
Did you say speed networking, Ron? What's up with that, Ron? What's going on?
Yeah, but we're doing it virtual. You're doing it physical.
I see you hacked my mainframe. What the heck, Ron?
No, it's different. It's different than yours. Right. Yes, we have 250,000 people, but we're just starting. So, our competition has 9 million. So, off the head. Huh? Took us about 3.5 years to build this thing. We don't offer the, we don't. So, I could actually show you. I mean, I could bring my laptop or connect, but the idea here is that what we're doing is we are leveraging the power of community that is owned by the business. And to your question, if you've got something specific, I mean, because if you've got a specific question, then I can definitely address that. Oh, sure. Yes. It's your community. So if I advertise, I'd be advertising to somebody's community, and I can't do that because it's not my community. So, yeah, so it's basically the community owners pay to have a community on our platform, but they monetize it, and we've got so many communities and businesses. We're seeing a trend of advertising less transactional and more community relationship oriented, especially with micro communities. We're literally seeing those trends, especially with our corporate sponsors. They can or cannot. It's your community. I'm sorry. The person who set up the community would pay us. In your community, not in his community. It's your community. It's protected by freedom of thought and freedom of speech. It's your community. Yep. We just had a community sell for 30 grand, but no spam. Imagine that you built a community that really was quality, like real people, real businesses, real positive interaction to somebody that would integrate with that is worth a lot. Sure. Facebook or Instagram, they don't own those communities. No, we don't have, it's your community, and if you would like to moderate it, then you can. The more value your community, or the more value of interesting topics, like a community of all these people would be very valuable. But if it's a bunch of spam and a bunch of trash, then you would be lowering the value of your brand. Does that make sense? Your brand is on the line with your community. It's not anybody else's community. So if you allow trash, then it's going to reflect on you. So it had about, I think, 4,700 or 4,800 real businesses. See, the idea is a real community that adds values and lifts one another. And if you can build that, that has a lot of value. So as opposed to just opening it up and getting, random emails from Kazakhstan or, just random trash to join your community, then you're going to build real value, real lasting value. Yeah. I'm very nervous. I've never been in front of so many people in my life. Thank you. Good. So the platform is responsible. I'm sorry? It's your community. It's your content. It's your life. It's your, this is America. It's your community. We use Solana as the back end. So, we hash it on the blockchain. It's your community. Your data, your community, your audience, and you are you own your future with what you do with your community. I'm sorry? Security, we take care of security. But in terms of the content, you own the content. We do not do moderation. Okay, so so if you're going to that extreme, now I understand your question. So let's say, for example, we have a community owner that uploads child pornography. We will get involved. But then the law will get involved. But, so I'll take a step back. Number one is in our terms of conditions, we are a business community. That's right. So you can't create a community of child pornography, or you can't create a community that does not have business or economic value. So that is our first filter. So if the business is legal, then the business is legal. We will get involved. Theoretically, pornography is a legal business, right? But it's not, we've not had anyone here. Everybody here can open up a community. I don't think anybody here would, they can open a community. They might not want to, but they can still register to be part of a community. So you can either be part of a community or you can be a community owner.
I think we'll take one more question. So what's it cost to start a community?
$29. Yeah.
Great job. Yeah, again, there's no reason to be shy or be intimidated. I mean, we are a friendly a group of people here, so we just offer ideas and feedback and things like that. So even if you have something that you're thinking of, should I share or not, and just come here and put it in front of the world. All right. So there's two people there, so we'll first go with him, and then we'll go back to you.
Hello, everybody. Hey, my name is Sean Cooper. I am a co-founder of a business called Universal Work Hub. We started in about April of last year. It is we do staffing solutions, HR services. When you start a company, it's hard to cross that line. Do I hire people and then maybe I need one person? I don't know how long I need them for. Maybe I need a contractor. Maybe I need somebody that's going to be around for a while. Maybe I need some kind of service that's done for me, right? Like, who do you talk to about that? And there's tons. This is not an easy market to break into, but there are tons of people that need that. And so I was approached by my co-founder to come in and start this business. He had lined up some investors from overseas, and so we started global. So we have access to global workforce, local workforce. We have an entity in Canada as well. We can handle all kinds of different staffing needs and solutions that you have. And I'm currently working a white label service with a software development company in Ukraine, who they can do one person or a team. So if there's like a software that you need developed, or you want to, do a proof of concept, or you want to just grab a team and hurry up and try to get to market quickly, we can help. And I got into this business because I love helping people. I love solving problems, and I love treating people right. So I started off in tech, got into management because I felt like there was a better way to do management, forcing people to compete against each other to try to move up the ranks, and the mystery of how you get promoted and how you get raises and all of that stuff is just, to me, was just really wrong. So I just kept moving around, went to another company that was smaller, went to work for a startup that was expanding into North America, and now I'm just doing my own thing, because if you want to do something your way, if you want your values to match your company values, start your own company. So short and sweet. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to take some. I can pull up our website here if you want, but I didn't think I'd get up here today. So it's nice looking at you, all these bright lights. Anybody have any questions?
So what's your most common request for someone that you provide them with?
So being the employer, so the employer of record. So we do employer of record services where we can actually hire the people. They're under our company, and you take care of the payroll, obviously. We handle the payroll, but you just pay us. So it's like we send you a bill, but we cut the checks, we do the taxes, we make sure that compliance is there, and you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Because if you're going to do it yourself, you got to make sure that they've got their I-9s in, that all their forms are filled out, that their employment taxes, do they have state taxes, where do they live, what about their health benefits?
Just to be clear, so a person who could already have their own person that they want to work for them and then go to you and say, just be the employer of record and you handle all that stuff?
Yeah, we transfer the employer. Basically, we would hire the employee from you, but you retain full operational control. We also do kind of the accounting side of it. If you just want us to do payroll, we can just do that as well. If you just want us to handle the benefits side, we can do that. Specific HR type stuff. If you just want to get us involved to do team building exercises or put together some training packages or materials for you, and then we can come and we can deliver that. If you've got some compliance that you need to do, like once a year you want to do, trainings, or, let's say you've got some hourly employees and you want us to handle the clock ins and clock outs and the time tracking and hours and all that kind of stuff, we can handle that. If you need your OSHA signs put up in your facility, we can help you with that. Yes, sir.
What's the vision of the whole, like the mission for the company? To scale, get really big, and give everybody's go-to solution, and also what this kind of service costs?
So there's two questions. The company mission is to solve problems and grant access to smaller companies where it's more difficult to. So like if you want to go to, say, ADP, and you're just a number. You're not important to us. You're important, right? We're going to be working with you. We're a partner. So we're not just going to get you in the door, get your subscription fee, and just send you bills, and then that's it, right? We want to work with you. We want to help you improve your staff. So like I was saying in the beginning, right? I saw how people were being managed, and I felt that management style, and I felt like there's just a better way to do that, right? Employees get treated as numbers. They're often the first things that are cut, right? So we want to help you work within your budgets, help you look at kind of the long-term picture of you. We want to be a partner with you. So the long-term vision of the company is to build successful partnerships with businesses, help companies start to scale and get to that point where you can get your own HR and you can separate from us, but have that solid foundation where you now know how. Maybe you didn't know how to find talent before. Maybe you weren't really sure what all the processes were. Working with us, we'll get you your processes in place. We'll help you get everything in place that you need so that you can kind of start to take that over on your own when you start to scale your business. And then what was the second question? I'm sorry.
What kind of service like this costs?
Oh, well, it depends on which one you get. So if it's just an outsourced one-off service, it could be anywhere from like $750 to $1,500. If you're doing something that's longer term, we'll do a startup. There'll be a startup cost. It could be anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, and then per employee basis. We could do it percentage of salary. We could do it per check. Anybody else have any questions? 2 people for benefits, but if you just need 1 person just to have the payroll started, then you could do that. We can do sourcing as well for you, yeah.
What if someone wants to do this for themselves? Like they have their own business, they're a single employee, but they don't want to manage the taxes or the benefits themselves. You guys hire them for themselves?
So like where you pay yourself.
So like, let's say, for instance, like a business, he still he makes money, but he doesn't know how to do paperwork, he does all that stuff for themselves, right?
Mhm.
Could someone like do the service for themselves? They don't have to worry about like messing up the taxes on when they're on a self business.
That's a question that we've never been asked before. But tell you what, if you want to, I can pull up my website up here and you could just do a contact me, or we can sync up after this and I'll get your contact information. We can just talk about it. All right. Cool. Anybody else? Oh, no, we just did one. Sorry. Thank you, everybody. Pleasure seeing you.
Thank you. And what was the name of the business? What was the name of the business? Universal Work Hub. Okay, awesome. Thank you. And I think next to go was, okay, you and then.
Thank you. What is up, y'all? Let's get some energy in the crowd. Come on. All right. I know it's Monday, but, oh yeah, it's Monday. My name is Julian, and I'm the founder of a startup called Reunio. We are a mobile app right now, and we host monthly events to test out new features. But we are now doing a big transition, a big change. I didn't go. We're doing a big change. It's going to be a web app. How many of you guys like web apps? I mean, come on. I know, right? They're great. They're great. We all love web apps. They're amazing. They're fantastic. Beautiful. But yeah, we're doing a web app thanks to the help of my future CTO right here, Mr. Ethan Lowe. Come on out here, Ethan. Come on, Ethan. Come on. Oh, he's shy. He's so shy. Handsome young man. He's single, by the way, so hit him up. He's gonna be very rich soon. Okay, never mind. Stop. But yeah, we're testing out the web app, and the event to test it out is gonna be next Wednesday, right here in Capital Factory. It might be in Voltron, or it might get pushed to Captain America. We're figuring it out. But we have free tequila by Tequila 512, and it's going to be speed networking, basically, with our web app. So it's going to be fun. You guys are going to witness history. So could I look it up and show them where it's at? Cool. All right. It's called Reunio Speed Network. Oh, fuck. It's called Reunio Speed Networking. And if you just put that in Google, Reunio Speed should be there. Nope, not yet. Damn it. Okay, there it is. All right, why is it doing that? Reunio Speed Networking, R-E-U-N-I-O. There it is. So that's the meetup. We also have a Luma. And yeah, it's going to be this upcoming Wednesday next week. So RSVP, guys, if you want to have some free, delicious tequila cocktails. Who loves tequila? Yeah, and also you get to test out new features from our startup app because we always need feedback, okay, guys? So who's going to go? Show of hands. Damn, that's not a lot. I think a lot of you have already been there. Just come out again, guys. Come on. Show support. All right, that's it. Thank you. Oh, wait. Yes. We are a social game that pairs you up for quality interactions within an event based on people who are in the room with you. So it's like speed networking, but stylized for your interests. So let's say you identify as a founder, someone, and you want to look for investors. Let's say someone else is an investor looking for founders. It'll match you up based on those complementary interests. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, you cut to the chase, make quality friends. The app does work, but you know what? There's just so much friction with the mobile app. You got to download, create an account, and we're going to go B2B. That's always been the goal now. And so event organizers want something that's easy to get on board and get off because people aren't going to use us like outside of the event. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of stimulus going on. So you want to make it as simple and fast as possible to get on and use it. And so a web app made more sense. And a lot of the core features are, able to be preserved using the web app, and it's working really great. So it's pretty cool. Oh, you had the same question. Please not Ron. Anybody wrote Ron, please. God damn it. Okay. All right, Ron, you want a question?
Will you integrate with other platforms?
Well, I don't know. Will you get rid of that speed networking that you're doing over there? You weren't doing that before we talked. Don't lie, Ron. Don't lie to me, Ron. I know you. We've talked for a long time. You picked my brain.
You do physical. We do virtual.
You weren't. Okay. But yeah, we're down. We're down. All right, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Yes, sir, over there. That was weird. Oh, yeah. It's very simple. You just check into a session. You type in the passcode to check in. It's like, have you guys heard of Kahoot? It's like what a lot of universities use. We're doing that. That's the way we're going to, but for pairing you up for quality interaction. So like you're gonna get paired up with someone. It shows the profile picture. They see you. You find each other. A little timer starts. You get 4 minutes, and then boom, you go to the next person. So it's just quality but fast paced. Yeah, and because of this. I know we're supposed to talk about our app, right? But I can't help myself. We also have a sister event coming out called Your Startup Sucks. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Oh, he loves it. Wow, that's great. Someone knows it. It's a startup pitch comedy show, and it's about founders just admitting sometimes their startup sucks, but plowing through it and showing us that they're awesome. And we host it once a month at Tequila 512. We just love working with them. I don't know why, but that's going to come out later this month too. So be on the lookout. Just had to plug that. Sorry, it's not an app, but still fun. One more question? Damn, nobody. You have a question? You have a question? Oh, dang it. All right, never mind. Thank you, guys. Reno Speed Networking. Check it out.
Thank you. All right, so we'll go to this section and then come to this section, and then we'll also do one here. So show of hands there, one. And yeah, yes, sir.
Well, this is going to be exciting because everybody's talked about some really cool technological stuff like apps and stuff, but I've created something a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on our website. I put a little Easter egg in there just in case I was able to pull it up and get called. So we're going to go to investors. All right, so we're going to actually use, this is my short pitch deck. I have refined a new one. It's going to come out this next month when I pitch again. Super nervous and excited because it's the first time I've ever gotten to pitch with a full pitch deck. You guys are going to see the first time I've ever gotten to do that. Yeah, super nervous, okay? All right, so my name is Jay Kreiner. I'm the founder and celebrity golfer for Gale Project Technologies. And what we were initially a year ago was an innovation lab. Basically, I'm ADD, ADHD, I come up with a lot of ideas. Where do I put them? Into a company. That's a great idea, right? Well, technically, I started with one project. We're gonna roll through this guy here so you can get a visual. The problem that we're gonna try to solve is the remote access and response time for emergency personnel, public safety, defense, and environmental hazards. How do we do that? If there's gonna be an EMS, fire, or military, if we know that there's a problem somewhere, how can we know more about it before we deploy assets? That's a big ordeal and very costly. So, let's see if you can get a visual. This is what we call the Gale system. It is a fully autonomous remote monitoring station that has a self-deployment UAV capability, meaning it's monitoring 24/7 what's going on. That's motion, that's weather, everything to do with weather, all the sensors involved, even thermal. From that, if it senses autonomously, I need to investigate over X amount of temperature, say it could be a wildfire in California. It can deploy its own UAV on a pre-programmed path that it had identified where the heat source was coming from, fly over it, identify it, transmit it back to the housing, which then transmit it back to EMS live. Someone can patch in through the drone live and get a visual of what's going on at all times, or it can self-identify and be like, don't worry, it was just a campfire.
I'm sure there are parameters. There's a lot of technology in the background to figure this all out. But this is the general concept that we own the IP on now. This is a whole design, and including to that, the technical workflows of the prompt flows of all the software that goes behind it. Now, I'm not the tech guy, okay? I knew enough to talk about what I needed, and that's why I have to work with a lot of engineers and figure out what we gotta do. But this is all patent pending now. I'll give you some examples. Someone's missing along a river. Well, let's just say, because I live in New Braunfels, someone's missing along a river. We put one every 4 miles, perhaps, because that's the length of a UAV can go out with its communication. It can go on top of a utility pole. That's already including its infrastructure right there. I didn't have to put what they call a drone in a box somewhere. This is mounted on top of a utility pole to where it's already powered, has redundancy for power in case something goes out. But say New Braunfels PD says, I'm looking for somebody, and it's in this area, it will self-deploy with the information it was provided. This is an easy one for me. Let's just say someone's missing on a river. It's a tuber. Their name is Bob. Here's Bob's last name. They look him up on his driver's license, which has his weight, height, hair color, everything about him. That you can tell the drone, this is what I'm looking for, and that drone, which we were not going to design, we're going to partner with some other folks. It will identify based off a heat signature, and it tells the responders immediately, this is where, or potentially someone is, do you want to look at it? That cuts down the response time, the resources needed, a whole lot involved before someone can actually deploy to get there. Let's move along. And you actually get to see a little bit about it. It's kind of cut through. I'm not sure why it's not plumb up all the way, but what you're looking at is their first renderings of what we filed the patent for. Cool thing about it, it is designed to go on top of a utility pole, yes, because that's going to tie into current infrastructure. It's already there. It already exists. I didn't have to create something new to put it somewhere else. This is publicly and socially adaptable at that point. I mean, we got 5G, 6G towers everywhere, right? Might as well throw one of these on it too. But what you're looking at there, it's got a retractable roof. The drone, again, I am not planning at whatsoever to develop the drone. We were going to partner with strategically some of the big dogs out there that already have the technology and it exists. We're just going to put it into one unit, as you see, to where it can communicate freely 24/7. All right, so everybody knows, well, I guess everybody knows drones, but you know what a drone in a box is yet? Anybody? Got a hand maybe? We got a couple? Okay, so a drone in a box is really rudimental. That's it down there. Someone has to go out, put this box somewhere, and then say, okay, well, I'm here, let's deploy the drone, or maybe remotely. But someone still had to take that box every single time. What if they needed to move it? Or what if they have to tie into an infrastructure? There's a lot of construction involved. With the top unit that you see there, it is already stationed. It is going to be there. You don't have to open it up if you don't need it, but it's there monitoring 24/7. A little bit more, we do have the IP on it. We're going to go for the fast track. That's a whole patent process. The fast track allows us to get our patent reviewed, minor disputing involved, and then we'll go through with a 1-year, 12-month process. We'll get a final review and answer. That should be coming up in the next couple of months, actually. Our use cases, as you could think of, it will be for defense, security, infrastructure, environmental, public safety, you name it. That's what we can see it. We have identified our key sectors, and we got a pre-evaluation from it. More recently, I met with the New Braunfels Fire Department, and we gave them straight up a rudimental version of what I'm just talking about. I even went to Home Depot the night before, and I've got some cool things I made, and said, this is what it would look like. And no joke, the top of it, the dome that you saw up there, was actually that big globe thing you see pets look through at a fence. Yeah, I did that. But I had to paint it to make it look a lot better. So they got to see that visually, gave them the concept, and they said, look, we work with drone companies already. This blows it out of the water. This leapfrogs the drone in the box concepts and takes it to the next level because it's so easy, cheaper to manufacture, it's tied into infrastructure and everything. They're like, well, this is funny because there's like 6 dudes, all firefighters in the one room. How many can we buy? Where can we put it? What's our budget look like? Can you talk to this, about this in front of all of our city council members? And I was like, wait, we're not even producing yet. So I was trying to figure it out. But from that, we have letters of interest already. So the drone market alone, everybody can see where it's going. I'm going to throw it out there. The highest that we've tried to accumulate from the expansion of current day is up to 150 billion by 2030. So I just want a small piece of that, right? I'll take less than 1%, I think anybody would. But I think what we're gonna do is global. Our financial projections, we had to do a lot of analysis on this. You know, we had to run different programs, different thought processes, adaptations, adaptive rate. You know, we were suggesting go after a 15, 20% adaptation rate, but no, we're gonna be more modest and go after 10%. And at 10%, it gave us a valuation of 2030 with global adaptation at 10%, 1.2 billion valuation. We are currently in a pre-seed. Okay, so what that really means for me is we have been bootstrapping this entire thing. I have self-funded every single bit of it. That's exhausting and stressful, as you can imagine. It's just now time where I've done the hard work, and we get that next level investor to come in, and it goes straight to the prototype, CAD designs, everything. The stage after that will be the prototype and pilot. New Braunfels has already asked to be the pilot program for that. And with a deep breath, thank you very much. I felt like I sped through that as fast as I could. And I'm afraid of the questions already. Yes, sir. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. No, just kidding. No, so the design itself and its functionality. Yeah, it's a utility. So with that too, it's asking for all the prompt flows and any technical data we can give it, and that's what's going to be included. You got it. That's it. You could. I can't go into every single piece of the IP because it's not public yet, but there was a lot of use cases, materials, redundancy, solar, even space capability. No, the non-provisional comes up in March. I'm sorry, that's in next month, yeah. Yep, so it is currently patent pending. Yes, sir. TxDOT, the highways we have out here, HEB, they all have cameras looking 24/7, but we don't ask them about that. Not saying that we shouldn't, we should, right? Privacy is a big deal. That's what we're gonna have to deal with this as well. When a municipality says, I wanna put this on top of this building because this is where all the bars are at night and all the, the worst activity happens, that's kind of a public domain at that point. It shouldn't be used to point at someone's houses or something that someone's not actually secured and control of. I see this only being used in a municipality and a government versus public use. If that kind of helps you, it kind of secures it with that. I don't know if that answers much of your question, but it's kind of the same concept. If you look along the highways, there's cameras watching you 24/7. Yes, sir.
I have a couple questions, but the main one is, let's say you're trying to get somebody that needs to be rescued. So the UAV is dispatched, and it needs in real time to transfer back that information to the local county fire department or whoever that's responsible for that rescue. One, have you ever seen it done by? Because you said you work with some people that have deployed that technology.
Yes.
So you've seen it done and it works.
I know the companies that already create the drones themselves that use this for first response. Some of these drones even have payload packages such as life preservers, water bottles for hikers somewhere. It does exist for the drone itself. The housing unit, no.
No, I'm talking about the drone gets there, it notices, it has a computer vision software and it notices there's a person. You said the live data is transferred from maybe the first responders. That male is 52, he's white male, gray hair, whatever.
Yeah.
How is that data then transferred to the first responders? Because that seems to be.
So I don't know what they're currently using. I just know that what we're gonna have to do is integrate some of those same concepts from other people that already have it going for them. We're gonna have to integrate other people's technology. Currently, this is a good example and answers your question. In New Braunfels, because they told me about it, they're like, hey, look, when we pop up a drone, it does send a live feed, not just to our personnel on the ground in, say, an SUV. The captain somewhere else can put on a headset and watch what the drone's watching too. So there is a live communication circle, and I'm sure that's all IP as well. We're just trying to figure out how to integrate some of that. There's gonna be a lot of questions I'm gonna have, other people are gonna have, and we're gonna have to develop around. but we kind of made it to where it can be upgraded, and I can maybe integrate something else. There is a little thing we call a la carte to it, because and the picture's not up, it is sectional. I can add and change different things to adapt to the changing technology as well. So basically, we're just creating the housing unit itself that everybody's going to have to leverage and utilize.
So your main competitive advantage is the housing unit. Now, my follow-up question to that is, you said you need to install it on utility poles. Now, this is a drone. It goes up in the air. Why does it need to be already high up in the air?
It doesn't, because it's on a utility pole. That monitoring system already has all the features tied into it. If you want to go farther away from its beyond visual line of sight, is what they call it for a drone, it can pop up and fly, say, along the river or along a roadway or a mountain range. That's the only use I see as the drone. It shouldn't be deployed for something the housing unit could see already.
I understand, but the FAA for the beyond visual line of sight, you need an exemption. You guys already have.
Correct, and luckily we have family members that were heads up in the FAA. But with that too, there's a lot of regulation. It's called a Part 108. A Part 108 has not been approved by the FAA. It is beyond visual line of sights going to municipalities. That allowed us an open door because it's not regulated. There's not rules saying you can and can't do something. By creating innovation, we're asking the FAA and the government to stay ahead of innovation, not just wait for it to be created and then work the politics through it. What we see is what we call Part 109. We kind of leapfrogged what's going on right now in the regulations. We're going to have to present this to them, and they're going to have to try to keep up with it. It's going to be adapted, if not here, somewhere else.
I kind of know a little bit about the industry. I think you're going to get shut down really fast.
I hope so. Yeah. So we look at it a different perspective.
Especially with a very long cycle to adopt
Yeah.
those things.
Yep.
That's one of the concerns that I would have if I were using it.
So this last Friday, I had a meeting with we'll call it a big name company that produces drones, that also produce drone in a box. And they were like shocked that something rudimental and simple as that was, just took out a lot of what they're doing that cost $50,000 to make a drone in the box somewhere. We just scaled that down to $15,000. So their interest peaked heavily at that point. I don't think we're going to get shut down. I think that a lot of people it's going to ruffle their feathers 100%. And when I say I hope so, it's because someone's going to be like, look, the only way we can kind of simmer him down is we're end up either going to acquire him, we're going to merge, or buy out to shut down. It's going to be disruptive. I've already started that process. I somehow piss off people quickly. Yeah, it's fun. Any more questions, please? This really only helps me. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, so we had to first start with, I am not the software engineer or the developer or the architect in this. We created just a process, right? And like any engineer needs to know what's the end result. I needed to do this, and we created the prompt flows for that. So by doing so, we then hand it off to the developers and be like, okay, it does all of these things. How is it all going to communicate with one unit? And if anybody's worked with NVIDIA's startup yet, so we just got in with that. They help startups, and we can now take their super small, badass computer, and we can slap it in that guy, and it can do a lot more. But yes, a lot of it's got a contact. Yeah, we're going to have to, 100%. That is over my head and advanced, but that's why I have to partner and team up with folks that are already in that industry. Yeah, it's very, very difficult and techy for me. I was the engineer behind it. It was just mainly like, okay, now how do we get it to the next level? I'm more of the business side engineer nerd. Everybody else is way smarter than me. Last question. Yes, sir. So it was the ease. We'll talk first security. Somebody could mess with it, right? It's like why 5Gs are way up high. It's because of communication ability through the, higher up you get, less obstructions. Utility poles are already existing. It's just easy just to put one on top of that versus should I put one on this corner and someone mess with it? Is it down low? Is it going to have its own visual from its cameras that are mounted on it already? The higher up, the higher angle of view we can have, the more it can do. Utility poles were already there. We didn't have to reinvent something on that one. Now, yes, what you saw was it was on a ship. the base is just a base. You can mount this on a wall, you can mount it on the side of something. It all does the same aspect. It's just utility pole was the first go-to. Hopefully that answers a little bit, but all right, thank you everybody. Thanks for listening so much, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And I think before we go to the next set of folks, we'll do one last scan of this one for people that have not done yet. And then after the next pitch, we'll do the raffle. All right, so I think we covered that section. So anyone from here that wants to pitch? Yeah, there's one. Anyone else? All right, we'll start with you.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, my bad. No.
Good.
Sorry about that. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Terry Griffin, and I am an event planner. So I'm trying to start event planning business here in Austin, Texas. The main purpose for this event, or what main structure for this, sorry, I'm nervous. Main structure for this event is cultural immersion events. So what does that mean? I wanted to create events where you can learn and celebrate different cultures in Austin. You don't have to fly to a different country. You know, if you can't afford it, you can just do it right here in Austin. So that's my idea. It's pretty short and sweet. I have an event on the 15th, starting off with soul food. The Black culture is Black History Month. Now I'm Black, so that was the easiest to start with, and that's kind of what I do when I'm interested in planning and starting to do. I think it'll be a great thing to do to get people together. I've been hearing feedback. Austin is very diverse, but people are saying it's not just because they don't see it. Well, that's because there are not spaces to see all the diversity. So I'm trying to create those spaces in Austin. So yeah, I'll show my Instagram, pull up my Instagram if you guys want to take a picture, if you're interested. I am starting off, so I'm very new at this. I would love any ideas on marketing and trying to get the word out. That would be great. And also your feedback. Is this something you're interested in? Is this something your friend would be interested in? Ooh, this is. Yeah, so here it is. Yep, Immersity. TY thing, because my name's Tariq. So that's what it is. Take a picture if you want. I'm selling tickets for the event on the 15th, 1 to 3 p.m. in North Austin. Come. Get a plate of soul food, fried chicken, mac and cheese, learn about how soul food is a part of Black culture. Any questions? Anybody interested? Great. Oh, what you said? Yeah. Come on. Get you a plate of soul food and learn a little about your counterpart. Go ahead.
Nice first speech. Nate, it looks like it's relatively early within your own journey. Was just curious as to what you're seeing as like your growth trajectory. Like the first one, will you focus more on Black culture when you're looking at immersing more cultures from
Yeah.
perspective? Would you hear your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not just going to be Black culture. Next month, I'm working with some Irish Americans because St. Patrick's. So it's going to be different cultures that I either connect with through going to meetups and people I meet randomly, so I can just make that connection and already have it. But the end goal, I would say, like in a year, have a big festival, kind of like I don't know if you ever been to, is it Epcot? I think it's Epcot, Drink Around the World or whatever. But it's something that's gonna be. I want to do something like that, a big cultural festival, and each booth is kind of like a different country where you can go and learn about a different culture, and you don't have to fly anywhere. It's right here in Austin. So. Well, thank you guys. Take a picture, please. Share it. I'm desperate. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we go to the next one, we'll do the raffle and then see who the lucky person is today. All right. So.
Got a winner.
Dennis. Is Dennis here? Dennis? All right, so Dennis. Do y'all want me to retry? Retry? Okay. Okay. Let's do it.
Got a winner.
Ruth? Oh, awesome. All right. Congratulations, Ruth. And I'll mail you the discount code with the coupon. All right. Thank you. Congratulations again. Awesome. So with that said, I think we covered this section. Anyone else from here that just want to? Oh, yeah. Oops.
Hello, everybody. My name is Spencer Cooley, and I'm the founder of Vital Care. It's a software as a service application that allows adult daycare owners to manage all their records so that when they get audited, they'll stay into compliance. So basically, I'm not really trying to raise money or anything. I just thought this would be a good opportunity to come speak in front of people. So yeah, it's a software as a service platform. You could manage your nurses' notes, your menus, because the menus have to be in compliance with like dietary standards. Also, like attendance and all this kind of stuff, because when they get audited, they have to show all these different documents to the state to say, we're keeping record of all this stuff. So it's just a thing I'm working on, charging $200 a month to use the software, and I'm still building it right now, but I already have 5 customers that are ready to get on board once I get it out there. So looking forward to that. So it's Vital Care. That's what I've been working on, y'all. I'm also a software developer, so if anybody ever needs help with anything involving software development, you come talk to me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I'm using DigitalOcean, and we're getting a BAA agreement, and I just encrypting any medical records are encrypted when in the database, and yeah, pretty much just winging it from there. I'm not like a HIPAA expert, but I'm kind of just going with the flow. Okay, great. Yeah, if you have any information, I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm more of a software developer, so I understand encryption, all that kind of stuff, and from what I've read, I think everything I'm doing is in HIPAA compliance. I was hoping to get like maybe some sort of penetration tester to come just check everything out before I deploy everything. So, yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. No, this is specifically for adult daycares. So if you don't know what an adult daycare is, it's basically just like a facility for old people to hang out during the day. And in order to qualify, you usually have to be lower income or have some sort of medical qualification. So every adult daycare has a driver that comes picks it could be your parent or grandma or grandpa or something. They pick them up, they take them to this place. They pretty much just like play pool and bingo, and they get a couple meals a day, and then the state's billed for the attendance of that person being there. So yeah, it's specifically targeted at adult daycares, and there's 2 software suites right now. But the reason why I started working on this, because I went down for the holidays to visit my family, and my mom's like always been in the adult daycare business, and one of her friends needed help with some sort of reporting. So you know, like they're all older. They're like, oh, my son, he does computers, you know. So she she sent me over there to go talk to this lady, which I mean, the software, there's one software suite called Elder Suite, and it's absolutely terrible. Like, it just looks like it was built in the 90s. Everyone in the community is like talking shit about the owner of this thing, because like he has no customer support, anything like that. So I wanted to help this lady, but I'm like, it's going to be a waste of my time to like solve this specific problem she has. So I'm like, I think I should just build some software as a service product, because then I could sell it to all the adult daycares. So that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Just curious, how'd you build it? The software languages and frameworks and stuff?
Oh, I'm using Python on the back end, and it's a React web application. So it's like fast API with Postgres on the back end. So I've been doing web application development for like 15 years. And to me, this seems like a very easy problem to solve. It's just like managing data, generating reports, keeping records. Probably my biggest issue is the HIPAA stuff that I'm not an expert on. So I'm looking to learn more about all that. So. Yeah, I don't really know much about outside of Texas, but within Texas, there's I think there's 20 adult daycares in Austin, and down where I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley, they're all over the place. There's like hundreds of them. So, yeah, I'm using DigitalOcean. Just have a server on there, so I'm hosting it on there. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm a full stack developer, so I basically built an API using Python and then React on the front end. So right now I'm just trying to get as much done as possible so we can get it out to like those 5 customers that I pretty much are waiting for it. So yeah. Cool. Hey, thank y'all. Yeah, it's called Vital Care.
Vital Care.
Vital Care.
Vital Care. Okay, awesome. All right, thank you. And then we'll go to this section now, and there's one. Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody. Marcus Weller. I'm the co-founder of DeepInvent. DeepInvent is the first AI innovator. So it's an AI that can accelerate R&D and generate new patents in minutes. So it actually innovates under the surface. So our objective with DeepInvent is to help you all and to help this country in maintaining its and securing American innovation competitiveness. The problem is that innovation is slow, it's expensive, and it's unpredictable, yet it's the foundation of US GDP. It's what makes the United States productive. It's the key driver of US GDP in that, and it's growing exponentially. In 2022, it was about 700 billion, and it's going to be about 1.8 trillion this year. So the U.S. is spending last year about $1 trillion on R&D, and basically there's this inherent inefficiency which presents us with one of the biggest opportunities of the 21st century. Global patent filing. So the thing to note here is that the U.S. is going to be spending 1.8 trillion on R&D estimated this year. The outcome of that is patents. In the U.S., that's about 500,000 patents annually. That was in 2022, and that's forecasted to grow. That data is not out yet from the OECD. But the average cost of each patent is about 1.3 million. So that's a $708 billion budget in 2022, growing to 1.8 trillion. The thing is that patents, and you've probably experienced this as startup founders, that patents compete for engineering time. And they divert resources away from execution. So in order to get the patent on file, especially with internal R&D teams, they struggle to balance R&D demands with the need to file new IP, and that's why the IP tends to lag behind the actual innovation that's happening in the labs. And then the other aspect or friction in the innovation ecosystem is that patent attorneys, they're not really value add in terms of adding the innovation to it. So they don't actually accelerate the innovation, and it's still labor intensive to work with them, and of course it's expensive, as I'm sure any of you have experienced that are trying to file IP for your startups. So what Deep Invent is, it's the application layer to innovation. It takes out this friction. It's the first AI to innovate on its own architecture and patent itself. So we got it up to a certain threshold, and then we fed it its product definition. We asked it to innovate on itself, and then we filed the resulting IP from the patent that it generated from that subsequent innovation, which is called recursive evolutionary inference. It uses a genetic algorithm to recursively improve the idea and increase its patentability. So basically, this is a generative IP by Deep Invent, and it's the first AI innovator capable of inventing and advancing intellectual property in any industry. So basically, what it does is it innovates first and patents second. So the primary objective is to accelerate R&D. So what it does is it looks at latent patterns in scientific data and in patent data and information about the company and the industry. So it takes, you put in an idea, it'll pull the relevant scientific literature about that idea, then it will pull all of the patents up to the minute, it'll start to create a knowledge graph, and then it will pull in the data about the industry in which that company exists and operates, and it'll make an assessment about what would be useful in that industry, and then it starts to generate novel IP in combination with that. And then what it does is it recursively improves the idea using a genetic algorithm. So it will breed the top ideas as rated by a k-means score in the white space cluster analysis, and then it will recursively improve that idea, enhancing its patentability. The people that we built this for are patent agents and attorneys, so they can add more value to the companies they serve. Of course, startups, which are near and dear to my heart, and enterprises, large R&D enterprises like semiconductor companies and other biomedical companies, other tech incumbents. A little quick story is that in 2010, I was advising a foreign government on innovation. It was Germany, with the Office of the German Chancellor on behalf of the United States. And I was riding a motorcycle on my way to an appointment, and I looked to my right to read a street sign. And because I was doing that, I didn't notice this little red smart car had slammed on the brakes right in front of me. So by the time I turned my head forward, I was smashing into the back of this car. So I could have easily killed myself in that moment, and thank God I didn't. But that really bothered me, because what I was doing is I was wayfinding. I was looking for a street sign, and that caused my accident. And everybody has that problem that's on two wheels. So about a year and a half later, I had gone to Silicon Valley, and I was working at a semiconductor company with their innovation group. And it was a Wednesday in May of 2012. I was sleeping before work, and I had a dream that I was back on the motorcycle that day. But and I started getting more and more nervous as I was approaching the moment of the accident. It was this flashback dream. But then I had this augmented reality or fighter pilot helmet like on my head that was showing me turn-by-turn navigations, keeping my focus in the direction of travel. So it's like my subconscious mind was like solving the issue that had bothered me for so long. And so I woke up out of a dead sleep. I wanted to buy the product. I couldn't find it. It didn't exist. And I sat down at my kitchen counter at about 4 a.m., and I started writing out the entire product definition of what I saw in that dream. And what really changed my life was taking action, because sketching all that out, I filed a provisional patent that day. That happened to be in 2012, which was before the original IP for Google Glass. So it ended up being extremely important. Built a prototype over 6 months, important to me. Built a prototype over 6 months based on that product definition, and then brought it to one of my mentors, showed it to him. He asked me how much money I would need to build it, and I said $50,000. And he's like, no, you're gonna need like $500,000. But I'll cut you the first check. And we ended up needing $20 million. We raised $20 million. And we were the first consumer augmented reality product to go to market. But it all began from taking that initial action of filing that provisional patent. So how do we take out some of that friction and some of that initial intimidation to be able to allow entrepreneurs and even large organizations from accelerating that friction-laden process to get your IP on file and to get it spec'd. So we have a number of pricing tiers. We're launching our live beta this week. And so you'll actually be able to use this. I'm going to give you a QR code at the end. You'll be able to file your first patent for free. So if you have any patents that you've been meaning to file or even an idea, all you need to do is start with an idea. That's it. And it does all of the research for you. And it'll walk you through step by step what to do. I'm not going to go too much into this, but it's an extremely large market. There are two other players in the space, just to be aware of them, Deep IP and PatSnap. Deep IP has raised $30 million. And they do not do innovation. They only do patent drafting. So it's like an app within Microsoft Word. And PatSnap, they also it doesn't actually innovate. They help you try to find scientific literature and identify white space, but the architecture doesn't actually innovate. And that's what sets ours apart. So we find the patterns in the data, and then we predict where the white space is going to be, and we generate IP in that projected white space. We've developed the core technology over the last 8 months, and we've onboarded our first live testers and established our security framework, laid out our technology roadmap. We have some really, really interesting stuff coming, and we've, as I mentioned, filed the patent that it told us to file about itself. And in 2025, we're going to be closing our pre-seed and scaling our beta program. This is the beta program on the right. It's called the Innovator Program. If you go to deepinvent.ai, you can sign up for it, and I would strongly encourage you to do that and get your IP on file. It's very important for your company. My background is I advise the federal government on AI, and I've had 3 exits. Scully was one of them, the augmented reality company, and 2 other AI companies before this. We're raising $1 million. We're basically oversubscribed already. We were planning on opening that round in February 14th, so that's a little bit ahead of schedule. And then this on the top right is the QR code, so you can access this if you scan that, and you'll be able to log in and get your IP on file. And just all you need to do is put in your idea, and it will generate everything you need. Thank you very much. It's like I paid you to be here. So yeah, I can. Oh yeah, sorry guys. And this QR code, I mean, it's $1,000 a month. So I strongly recommend if you use this QR code, you're going to get 3 months free, and you'll be able to file as many patents as you want by using it. So even if you're not intending to use it right away, when you think about this later, when you're doing a startup, you can basically add $1 million to your valuation for every patent that you file. So to answer your question, oh wait, do you guys? I'll let you snap that. It's very small. There's a screen right there if you need to.
Who are you using for your AI?
We built our own architecture because there wasn't such thing as an AI innovator before. But it is level 4 AI according to OpenAI, what's coming. So, chatbots and reasoners were first, and then agents came next. That's what's supposedly the next thing, like OpenAI operator, and then the next thing after that is AI innovators. So we use a bunch of blended models. Like one approach that we use is model blending. And we call certain models that are fine-tuned for specific cognitive skills that are being requested at the point of inference. So this recursive evolutionary inference we're throwing all of our effort at basically test time compute. So one of the reasons we have to raise a little bit of outside capital is because of the cost to do test time compute during beta testing is something that we have to burden. Okay, so one more thing to answer that question. So one of our beta testers, he's at Amazon Lab 126. It's their like research and development department at Amazon, and so he wanted to test it to see if it could help him arrive at a Kindle. So he said, I want to do a new type of e-reader. So in about 20 minutes, he sat down, and it came up with, you can kind of see in the screenshot here, I'll zoom it in a little bit, but it came up with an adaptive speed reading platform agnostic app that you can, it can be on any device, and it shows one word at a time, and it pulled up the scientific literature that explained how it actually increases reading speed and comprehension to show one word at a time, and then it brought in new ideas about how to augment that patentability and utility by, so what it added to it was, and from the prior art, so from the other patents that have been filed, and it brought in automatically modulating the speed of the words based on the complexity that detects of the text that's being presented. So if it's presenting like a neuroscience article, then the text slows down. If it's a news article, it'll speed up. And then it can use the recommendation algorithms from Amazon already to determine what you want to read, scrape that, pull it in, and produce that for you while analyzing the speed. So so that was about 20 minutes. He had a patent. He was able to file that. This is the actual patent, the adaptive e-reader. So we're about 30 minutes in now from the session. At this point, he's starting to say, maybe I want to do this and quit my job at Amazon, or maybe I want to sell this to Amazon. So it was a pretty remarkable thing. But then what we did is this is a module that we're building, which is to test the actual validity of the hypothesis that's been generated to see if it actually, we wanted to see if the AI is actually coming up with a useful invention that actually works and it's not, hallucinating. So based on all the scientific literature and data that it's pulled up. So what we did is we made it so that it can export the whole product definition and all the details about the specifications into these automatic coder apps. And so we're going to integrate, this one we integrated was Replit, but there's other ones that you can use. And then it can iterate, it can use its own architecture to iterate within that system using the information that you've already spec'd using the system. So this is what it came up with. If you look at the screen, you can just read what it shows you. This is how it works. So you can see as it starts to get more technical, it starts talking about augmented reality, it starts talking about more complex concepts, it senses that and slows it down so you can absorb that. So if I were to pop quiz you guys about what does this app do and how does it work and what is it based on, you can probably answer that question now just from having that information presented to you. And as you can imagine, this can be 1,000% faster, and you can automatically modulate your speed. But this also circumvents the need. What it showed in the prior art analysis and also from the scientific literature is that it circumvents the need to have hardware that's actually sensing your comprehension and all the complexity that would come along with the hardware. So it's really capital efficient to ship this and have it agnostic on any device. So this was only the second real test of our system. The first one was when it came up with its own architecture improvements. So the craziest thing was that our very first run of this, once it was fully built, was we gave it its own product definition and said what should we build next. And I had, after 8 months of thinking about this and falling asleep thinking about it, waking up thinking about it, dreaming about it, after the product of that thinking was in my engineering notebook. It's on a big sheet of graph paper is it's a graph, it's a hypergraph with the white space and the clustering and these k-means scores, and then how it ranks the ideas and uses a genetic algorithm to breed the ideas, and then it would recursively improve them. That's the only place that it existed in the world, was in my handwritten notebook. It's not written anywhere on a computer. The very first run, that was one of the 3 ideas that it came up with as the thing to innovate on next. So that almost, I mean, that I'm getting goosebumps right now just even remembering that, but that was when we knew, like, not only is it able to come up with something novel and useful, but it comes up with the right thing, the best thing. And that's because what this can do is pattern recognition and deep latent patterns in the scientific and patent data that are beyond the cognitive horizon of humans. It's leveraging capabilities of these models that humans don't have even at the PhD level, because they're very narrow and specific. They're forced to be, because it's a publish or perish culture in academia. And I know that from my PhD studies. And there's so much literature that's constantly produced, and it's exponentially rising, so you're forced to increasingly specify and get narrower and narrower in what your expertise is. And so it's very difficult to have those cross-disciplinary insights, especially when the disparate fields aren't even aware that those patterns interrelate, because they use different nomenclature or language. But AI can recognize those more implicit, deep latent patterns in the data. Yeah. Is there any other questions? I want a better e-reader was the prompt for this. Yeah. And so what it does is it goes step by step, right? So I mean, AI innovators are on the path to, are absolutely on the path to AGI. That's, you know, as we go to market with this will probably be the first time that people heard about AI innovators. But in 2026, I think that's what everyone is going to be talking about. I'm trying to find this slide to show you kind of the levels. Yeah, this came out from OpenAI. OpenAI imagines our AI future. This is published by Bloomberg, but this tells you kind of the levels. Where we're at is level 4, what we're working on, what we've been working on for 8 months. It's a deep passion of ours. I have a data science background and also a cognitive science background. We're based here in Austin. Yeah. Yeah, this is our second company together. We exited another AI company. It's something that probably can help you guys too, but it's an AI that you put in information about your company, and then it'll go and find you non-dilutive sources of funding, grants, and it'll write the whole grant for you. So like an SBIR grant, and it can output a 100-page SBIR grant that's perfectly aligned with the objectives or the RFP of the grant maker. So it's called smartgrants.ai. Yep. We used an approach called test time compute. So we started to, we determined that obviously we're not going to compete on training foundation models to do, you know, AGI-like technology, but that the most promising research that we were seeing in AI and also outside of AI in the sciences was innovating at inference. So like basically building in cognitive heuristics in the inference process. So the inference, the cognitive heuristics that we built in were ones from, you know, really effective innovators with really high output. I studied innovation for my PhD, and this is something that you can programmatically, you know, do. And one is like, you know, understanding the context in which the idea operates, understanding the why the idea should exist, you know, so understanding the patterns in the industry data, and then it's also trying to get cross-disciplinary insights. So a lot of these big breakthrough ideas, they come from taking information from one field that's seemingly unrelated and bringing it to another. There are some things about the architecture that we don't even know why it works. Like, for instance, it knows which cross-disciplinary data to go find, and we think that's because it's recognizing these deep latent patterns in the data across the fields. That's not obvious due to the language barrier of, you know, having different jargon in different fields. And so the AI can do it, but humans can't. But we're not 100% sure, but it does work. It works extremely well. And so over time, you know, we're going to obviously be doing more research on our architecture to figure out sort of what's going on in there. Can you speak up? I can't hear you that well. Yep. I would say try it. Try it out. There's nothing like it in the world right now. I think that, what's that? The QR code. Yep. Nope, you get to try it for free if you use that. We're going to approve everybody that applies tonight, but that application link, yeah, you have to apply, and you put in information there, and then we evaluate the people that are going to join the innovator program, which is the people that are getting to test it for free. That helps us out because it helps us, understand more what the system's doing. But yeah, well, I'll approve everybody that applies tonight. So what we do with you mean with respect to comparing it to existing architectures to see if it innovates better than what's available currently? Is that the question? How it innovates in general is kind of what I talked about tonight. I can certainly give you more detail. It's definitely longer than I can answer in a couple of sentences. But basically, we use a brain-inspired architecture. So based on cognitive science, we use heuristics that fire in a sequence of patterns that are consistent. And there are the other architectures that are available there that exist. If you try them and compare it side by side, they can memorize things, they can reason, but they can't actually, and this is what you'll find everyone agrees on right now, which is they're not creative or they don't innovate. And you'll find that it will, if the more you try to get it to innovate, the more it'll either hallucinate or it'll push you into catastrophic forgetting, or it'll get into a state where it's not productive anymore. This is a process that it flows straight through from the idea all the way to writing the actual patent that you can file, and you can adjust or modify the steps in the reasoning as it's going. So you don't have to wait until the end of reasoning. You can participate in it, and it gives you opportunities to inject idea diversity or additional thoughts or information as it's going through the different variants of the ideas. So you'll see that this is using basically the best practices of the best engineers in the world on these patent. I used to be on the IP council at a semiconductor company. We'd bring in the engineering fellows, and we would watch them go through their innovation process, and there'd be attorneys in the room, and they would be getting ready to file the IP, and they would go through an innovation process. Also, the Stanford D School has some information out there about it. That's another framework that's useful. But I'm happy to talk to you more about the architecture itself, and I think you'll get a sense of what it's doing once you try it. Yep.
Thank you. So I think it's 8:10, so we'll take two more pitches if there's anyone that wants to pitch, and then we'll go to them. Yeah, we'll go with you, and then anyone else? Okay, so we'll start with you, and then go ahead.
Laptop.
All right. By a show of hands, who here has a credit card? All right. Auto loan? A car? Anybody? All right, cool. I guess I'm in the right room. So my name is Larry Combs. I came down here to launch our personal financial product. It's a fintech. Basically, it's just like Rocket Money, NerdWallet, that kind of stuff. The same thing as budgeting apps. but we feel like those budgeting apps kind of look backwards on your finances. So they look at like, if you're like Rocket Money does a whole thing about, oh, you're spending too much on Netflix or that kind of thing, Nerd Wallet looks like your credit cards. What we're trying to do is we're trying to forecast out in the future. So you put your financial products into the app that we have, and it basically models out and forecasts out the future. So a year out, 5 years out, 10 year, a decade down the line, and it allows you to kind of guide you down the your trajectory on your financial journey. So that's what we're doing right now. Our go-to-market strategy is we partner with financial institutions, military installations, and universities to get a subset of their users in order to help them with their financial journey. Like for, say, students, we would help them with their tuition, help them with their books and that kind of stuff so they can focus on academic excellence and being the best student they have to be in order to graduate instead of worrying about their ramen budget, something like that. But then it's Wealthy Wise. I'm one of the co-founders, and then my other co-founder is in Houston. And that's it. Any questions? Oh, thank you. Sure. So we're literally in the beginning stages. Right now, actually, we're just looking for a mentorship, and then maybe possibly funding. We're talking with UCLA and to get a subset of their users, and yeah. So, and then I'm trying to do some guerrilla marketing during South by Southwest. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Next.
Oh, y'all, I know we're probably itching to go home and stuff, but my name's Griffin. I'm a founder of a company called Eco Vanguard. It's kind of more of a shout out than a lightning pitch. Really, my vision is to eradicate climate problems so that all of our kids' can have a better planet than we got today. Right now, I'm looking for a technical co-founder to jump on board that vision. I got a few ideas I want to play with and stuff, but I can pop up my LinkedIn. Kind of what got me going with this is I come from a roofing background, probably something a lot of you guys have dealt with here in Austin, especially recently with all hailstorms. But standing on a roof in Texas, and I was just seeing about 3 tons of material get shipped out to a landfill, and I was like, that's a lot of stuff. And I kind of tracked it, and about 25% of most landfills in the United States is just roofing shingles. About 5 to 15% of all the stuff you put in that blue bin stays here. The rest of it gets shipped out to Thailand and Vietnam and or falls in the ocean. So I'm just trying to have a massive impact as much as I can, and I'm looking for a technical co-founder to help me build some. So. Yeah, if you guys want to connect or ask me about my ideas, love to talk. Any questions? No pre-sales. It's honestly very much idea stage, and I just realized that's kind of cool. Anyway, very idea stage. Trying to find probably like AI or ML with a master's or PhD, or just someone that wants to, ME. Any other questions? Cool. Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Maybe you can even iterate with his application. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So now that we kind of like already segued into the shoutouts section, so what we'll do is like before we close out, we'll just go through the room and see who is here that is looking for a partner, who's here that's offering a service or offering their expertise and things like that, and then who's hiring, who's also maybe looking for co-founders and things like that. So I think maybe first we'll start with my co-host Nabiha. I think she's already helping some people.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nabiha once again. I offer UX design and front-end development services to startups in the local ecosystem. I have BigCommerce experience and SaaS experience as well. The first company I worked for was acquired last year. So yeah, that's what I do. So if you need any help, please reach out. I love talking to people. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Maybe we'll start this way. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I own a company that helps coaches monetize from Facebook groups. It's very niche down. We just fill up a Facebook group with the right people. We tell you what to say, how to say it, pitch one to many, convert, and we convert at 3 to 5% of the group. And you can sell anything from coaching to software. I myself grew a little Chrome extension to about 3,000 active subscribers, paying me anywhere from $10 to $15 a month through this method, and gathering 12,000 emails from it for people who want to have an audience and monetize from an audience. So that's one, group convert. And through this journey, I meet a lot of e-com people as well. So another service that we do is done-for-you Shopify stores. A lot of times, scaling a store is people running an ad to a store so that people just buy whatever. Combining marketing skills of running an ad to a specific funnel to one product that has upsells and downsells allows for more success of that store, along with retargeting campaigns and making sure that, have you guys ever seen like a product kind of follow you everywhere? Like you click on something and then you see it on all different platforms. So it's similar to that. All right, so that's my 2 shout outs, and the other one is called the Ecom Cap List for the Shopify one. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I'll come there. No worries.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. So my name is Konstantin. I'm doing a management consultancy. I usually help companies to scale up. So we find out with companies what's holding them from scaling up, and then fix all this stuff. So usually it's about business processes, leadership, and executive coaching. So if you are like kind of like Series A, post-Series A, or you're just like having business, not a startup, I would love to connect with you. You can DM me. I have like a that's LinkedIn. You can find a very nice newsletter, which I do like on a weekly basis about like leadership in the age of AI. Hopefully it would be interesting for you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name is Vijay. I offer data engineering services, and also I've been trying to break into the AI space. So I offer freelance services of integrating any API. So I do a lot of API integrations and coding or no-code automations, or make.com, Airtable, N8N. So if you have like any services that you want, you can definitely contact me or reach out to me after the session. And also I read a lot of AI books like Yuval Noah Harari. And one thing I was thinking after the patent stuff you were talking about was you make a lot of patents, patent technology, a lot of people start making patents. So when you look at the other side of the picture of people reviewing the patents, they will also start using AI to review the patent. So it's going to be like AI versus AI. So that's always been on my head. And also for the job searching process, when you search for a job right now, like there are companies which actually use AI to actually find jobs for you. So I've literally gone for like 3 websites, and they apply for 100 jobs or 200 jobs. There are subscription plans for it. So for people who are developing in AI, like a food for thought, like this other side of the picture as well, where people are on the other side are going to use AI for reviewing stuff and other things. So I think in the future is going to be like AI versus AI. That'll be very interesting to watch. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That's an interesting thought, because I think we already see that in social media, where I think half of Reddit is like AI versus AI and all the big subreddits. Anyone else here looking for jobs, hiring, or any services? Nope. Here? Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll go with you and then.
Right. I am Kevin Repa, and I represent a state-funded program called the Space Alliance Technology Outreach Program. This is a free service, no strings attached. You get up to 40 hours of an engineer's subject matter expert's time, or part of a college's or participating colleges capstone program, so they're senior design projects. So this is if you've got a product design, you got a challenge that you don't have the in-house expertise to solve it. We've got a lot of aerospace companies, but your product idea can be any consumer good. It doesn't have to be related to aerospace. We've helped medical device products with Texas Children's, down to a woman wanted to do lights in her purse, to some, there's a company in San Antonio working some new drone technology, so we're working sensor interactions and how it interfaces back with the control systems of the drone. So anything you can imagine, free technical support. You just go to the website, satop.space. You can learn more about it or contact me later. Software is a little challenging because software tends to take more than 40 hours to go work on, but we do some minor things, but primarily sensor kind of interaction with your product. Thank you.
Thank you. That's satop.space, right? Awesome. Thank you. Right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Bhushit Joshipura. I am the founder of Lockstep Success LLC. I have got around 2 decades of experience in QA and testing automation, and in cybersecurity domain, in biomed, in and networking and system software. And I'm here to offer my services for any of the testing needs, especially to startups, and I've been involved with a number of AI startups. So just reach out, Lockstep Success LLC, and just search it out over the LinkedIn. I think I won't be able to show it over here at this point. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else here looking for jobs or hiring or offering their services? Nope. Anyone here? Nope. Yes, sir.
Good evening, all. My name's Josh. I'm from Australia and just jumped off a plane today and almost came straight here to this meetup. So I'm here in Austin, Texas for 5 days, been working in B2B tech sales back in Australia the last 5 years, and essentially looking for a job in Austin now. Love day one. Been trying to upskill as much as possible across artificial intelligence, done a course at Oxford University and enrolled at one at MIT over the next 6 weeks, particularly from like a B2B tech perspective. The best account managers are always trying to act as that strategic consultant, and that's what I'm trying to position myself as the next 10 years. Don't know if I'm quite ready to pack up life back home yet and come to Texas, but hopefully across the next few years. And I'm really just here for a few days to, better expand my network across the global stage. Would love to connect with more people after we wrap up tonight. From a personal perspective, didn't have a chance to touch on, some of the work we're doing closer to Australia, but I'm one of the co-founders of a Bali startup and tech community, which I co-founded with one of my best friends about 18 months ago. So we have close to 1,000 people working in Bali that are part of this community. There's a really big digital nomad hub where people are trying to reduce their cost of expenses, work on their own startups, and there's a lot of teams that will be working full-time on their vision there in Bali. We've had a lot of fantastic speakers now, including some from Silicon Valley, coming to do monthly events, often have between 80 to 100 people, and wanted to just extend out the invite. If you go down to the APJ region, hear about what's happening over in Bali, feel free to search us up on Meetup or Nomeo, Bali Startup and Tech. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome to Austin. Let me see. Anyone else here? Oh, we'll go.
Thank you. Cannot believe I'm up here. So my name is Manny Azawalu. I am actually a student. I'm pursuing a master's degree in data analytics right now. I have a lot of interest in learning about machine learning and getting hands-on with data analytics and machine learning, which is why I asked that question of you earlier. I was kind of interested in how you had trained that model. But after kind of sitting here today and thinking about some of my past experience with graphic design, freelance graphic design, actually while I was in college, interning in graphic design, character design, and actually right now I'm a middle school teacher, and at my middle school I actually helped kind of curate a house system, design the crests, just sort of implemented something that would help increase targeted behaviors in our students and sort of boost performance and not just their behavior, but their test scores. I'm realizing that what I really would love to do is work with some of you founders who have incredible ideas, but maybe, aren't as savvy when it comes to the design aspect of things. I've seen a lot of presentations today, and I think that I could actually provide a lot of value in terms of helping to spruce up the look, the vibes of the presentation. Obviously, I don't have anything to kind of share and show y'all today, but I do kind of believe in my ability to help make something come to life and kind of breathe energy in it through visual design. So I would love to talk to some of you about that.
You. Yes, sir.
I'll skip the stage if that's okay, but my name's Chris Saunders. I'm actually from Phoenix. I'm a startup founder working in the EV battery charging space, but I'm generally just looking to connect to anybody that's touching clean tech, sustainability, climate. So if there's a network out here, I'd love to start building some of those bridges. So come say hi to me.
You. Okay, yeah, we'll go with you, and then, we'll start with you.
Hi, my name is Blake Martin. I just graduated college. I studied data analytics. I launched a consumer tech product. Unlike Mr. Marcus over here, I used my data analytics for something maybe a little less notable, and I made my dog one of the most famous dogs on Instagram I analyzed the Instagram algorithm, optimized all my videos for that. So I know a lot about social media and digital marketing. I'd like to get into the digital marketing space. I think I have a lot of value to provide combining those data analytics skills with content creation and marketing. So if anybody needs any help getting their product out on social media, I would love to talk to you.
everybody. I'm glad to go last. My name is Rudy McComb. I'm a founder of Think Big Technologies. It's Think Big with no I. We are here in Austin, Texas. Our office is just north of the Domain. And what we do is we are a cloud-native consulting and managed services providers. We specifically help companies from mid-market to large enterprise, both private and public sector, manage distributed computing systems. If you work with Kubernetes, then you are our customer. Our engineers are all US based. We don't do any offshoring or no nearshoring. That's why we also work in the public sector. Again, if you're working with AKS, GKE, EKS, if you're using Kubernetes in a data center using GPU nodes, AI, ML ops, you are our customer. And our whole sole purpose is to offload that work that you all are doing and allow us to take that expertise. My background in site reliability engineering for over a decade. Our team are all former FANG SREs. We're also partners with AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, along with other companies like NVIDIA. So if you need help scaling your AI ML workloads, or if you need help just managing your cloud native applications and making sure that those clusters, those infrastructures that they run at scale, give us a call. Again, thinkbig.com, THNKBIG.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here? All right, so, all
right, thank you for one more. Hi guys, so my name is Lucas. I've been working in sales my whole life, and I worked in many different, let's say, industries and fields. And for the last decade, I've been focused on SaaS, B2B SaaS. And I have a sales consultancy company called Sales Network, and we help companies of all sizes, specifically startups, and specifically B2B, let's say this way. So it's better to stick to what I do best. So if you guys need any help in terms of finding out how your sales cycle is going to work, who are, the key decision makers, or even the influencers, the key stakeholders, and finding out the whole sales process. We can design it from zero, and I can go all the way to actual, emails and outreach, or inbound effort, outbound effort, everything else in between. So let me know. The name of the company is Sales Network LLC, and you guys can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm not gonna miss the opportunity to put it here. It's probably logged into someone else's. Let's see. Uh-oh. There's one. Hit me up. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. One last pass, anyone? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is my first time here, but I work at a parking technology company, license plate recognition for automated enforcement of vehicles in all types of spaces, off-street parking, like a parking garage, and also on-street parking. But I'm specifically a finance professional. Happy to help anybody with financial analysis any way they would need it. Municipal parking services, MPS Park, is what we more traditionally go by.
Thank you. Speaking of parking, for anyone that parked in the garage in this building, in the Omni parking garage, we have validation tickets there. You can grab a validation ticket there. And also, as I said, like next month, we have the pre-South by Southwest Startup Showcase. So if you all want to attend that or showcase in that, just go to the meetup.com for the March event, and there's a link in there in the description that you can just click and then submit your information there, and then we'll pick you. We'll pick 15 of them. So we'll see if you're one of those lucky startups to come there and showcase that day. And In addition to that, let's see, there was one more announcement I want to make, but yeah, that's fine. I'll send it out in the email. So with that said, one humble request, or two humble requests before you all leave is there's a lot of wonderful, founders that came up onto the stage and talked about their ideas and products and actual services and apps as well. So if you all like them, as I said, try it out, sign up, give it a shot. If you like them, just spread the word, and also send a good compliment to the founder. If you don't like them, don't go to Google or anywhere else, and then just write a review and just talk to the founder and tell them why you didn't like it, and then they'll it'll be a really helpful thing for the founders to iterate and improve those products. The other humble request is, I know all meetups don't cater to everyone, so regardless of whether you like a meetup or not, the one thing you can take away from any meetup is you can find one new connection that you can make for someone that you didn't know before you entered this room. So always make a new connection, and then you can continue your conversations even beyond the event. And so with that said, thank you all for coming today, and I hope you enjoyed the event. And if you all have any suggestions and things like that, do reach out to me or Nabiha, and then just let us know what you liked and what you didn't like and what you want to see, and then we'll be more than happy to put those suggestions into practice. All right, thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of the night.